All right, cool. Mic check, mic check. All right, looks good. Good day, everybody. Good day. Look at this volume, magical volume. Here we go again, guys. Get ready. Seatbelts buckled. Here we go again. Very, very aggressive market move here. No real structure, right? So when I zoom out and I look around, I say, where could price be headed? Let's go look at the session levels from yesterday. There you go. Point blank. Asia high, never taken. So that right there gets my attention. Going over here to ES. And we have this 10 a.m. price being hit on NAS. Hasn't tapped into that area yet. So naturally, this looks a bit sketchy. So I'll give price a few more minutes to try and settle in this area. I want to see if this ends up as a wick in the next 10, 12 minutes, or does this end up a nice strong closure? Look at this, bro. Some stuff, I'm telling you guys, some stuff is such a scam that it's just laughable. Like, we spent literally hours in this area. So what's so special about the 930 open that makes it go higher? Nothing. There's nothing special about this. And I wouldn't be surprised if this whole move gets wiped out. So I'm already rubbed the wrong way by how aggressive the market is at the open, as if it's just so bullish. Yet we've been stuck in a range for weeks. You know what I mean? So I'll be looking for this to fail, some sort of exhaustion to short it right back down. Similar to this pathetic move at the open on Friday. It shoots up for no reason and goes completely the opposite way for the next two days. So don't want to get too caught up on these buys. I'm looking for maybe a sweep of this high. We have bearish areas to our left here. 4 hour candles. This weekly open was a brick wall for price. Now we have this bearish candle here. So we'll see. I think it's a little too early to try and frame a trade, but we are driving into bearish territory and price is overextended. All right. So we shall see, my friend. We shall see. So taking a look around, right? 30-minute chart. What do you see here? Sweep, break a structure, and notice this low hasn't been taken. So this could maintain. This entire leg here could maintain, and this could be your draw. So that's pretty much what I'm looking at here. Um, if this level wants to maintain, we did get a bullish break of structure here. If this level wants to maintain, let's see. Actually, that might be the case because we have a drive into here, and then we get this break of structure right here, right? And then price drives into this area right here and shows a lot of bullish pressure. So this could end up sending price back up to this high, right? The previous weekly high. And price could be in a range. So those are my two external targets. And looking over here, We did take that low over here. So yeah, that's starting to look like the case here. We swept this liquidity on ES. We had this bullish break of structure here. Pull back, fail to go lower, and then now we're offering this bullish break of structure. We could probably end up trading back towards this weekly open, which is fair, right? Because the power of three would agree with that, right? We see the weekly open here. It opens lower, sweeps out liquidity, and now it starts building its way back up to this weekly open. Classic power of three. Once again, power of three simply means price will go opposite of where it truly wants to go to sweep something, and then it'll go where it really wants to be, right? So Monday and Tuesday could be the negative days, and then the rest of the week can be your positive bullish delivery. So that's a good profile to look out for, and it looks like it's going to play out. I love the move off of this low. Notice we didn't sweep here, so I would, if I'm just watching NAS, I would think that this could still be a draw. But when you look at ES, you see this got swept. So now it's like, okay, with that being swept, this could actually turn into a bullish delivery. And my draw would really just be this weekly open or this gap fill right here. So I can erase that. SMT down here. And that's pretty clean. All right. And then when you see we leave this massive imbalance here, if we can get a clean continuation today will be very easy. If we can get a clean drive back into here, maintain structure, and flip bullish, it could be very simple. All right. So that's what I'm looking for. Looks like Nas is a lot stronger. Yeah, NASDAQ is stronger today. So let me put that tag. You see, NASDAQ does not take this low, and NASDAQ was able to take out these internal highs within the first 15 minutes of market open. All right, so that's going to confirm that NASDAQ is stronger. So if I'm buying, I want to be buying NASDAQ or YM. YM is very strong. YM didn't bother anything down here, just rips. All right, tapping into that 50%. Tapping into that 50%. Cool. All right, yeah. So the tables are set. Let me draw some things over here on ES. Where was that breaker structure? Yeah, we had this gap right here that was extremely bullish. And then we have price climbing above these bearish candles, about to close in 5 minutes. We have this 10 a.m. price. We have this weekly open price here. Yeah, all right. Looks pretty solid. Drop into the 5 minute and I will sit back and relax. Let's see if price offers anything. Yeah, so this is my profile here. I'm looking for price to drive back into here. Ideally, it may not, bro. So just be prepared for price to be weird. But ideally, I want to see price drive into literally way back down into here. There we go. Nice. Hey, don't do that. Thank you. And then you keep your eye on things like this midnight price. This could support price. As you can see, this was obvious resistance for a little bit here. YM. Nice. 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 So yeah, let's see how deep of a drive price could offer here. This is tough, man. It's like, price could hold this fair value gap if it wants to, but as I mentioned, I'm not a fair value gap trader unless price builds like order blocks inside of that fair value gap. I'm chilling. It could literally rip from here though, and I wouldn't even think twice about buying it. All right, so that's that. That's my bias. We got a nice bullish profile. However, must you must get a good entry price. And if you're buying, I would say that you want to enter somewhere in this green zone, ideally. So we'll just wait and see what happens here. Clean up my chart a little bit while I wait. Got some T off of that previous daily low. All right, cool. All right, here we go. So we're getting that drive. It's just not really ideal just yet, man. I would much rather play these short. We'll see. We'll see how this plays out. I'm gonna highlight this level right here for a potential short. We close through this up close candle after we take out liquidity. All right. So that could be a point of interest for shorts. We will see how price responds up in here. But this original zone right here is getting my attention. So if we can get a nice quick move out of here, I have to try this buy. But if we hang out in this area for a while, this could potentially set up some sort of short. So we got to keep our eyes on both here. So let's see. Boom, boom, boom. So you can see, right? Price is in a battle right now. We close through this up close candle here. I want to see if price can actually retest this red zone. And then I'll start looking at how price responds. And then for now, I'm looking at this low as liquidity here, because if we sweep this low, I want to see how price responds as well. But so far, pretty decent volume. So I think we'll get a good clue as to what's going on here. If we leave this low and start rejecting up in here, I'm gonna short it. Yeah, both charts look pretty clean here. We got some bearish gaps up in here. See if we can push in here, generate some order blocks, create that power 3 where we get that manipulation into it, accumulate, and then maybe distribute lower. So that's what I'm looking for here. Need a solid drive back into this, yeah. All right, cool. This could be bearish. All right, so I'm looking at this flip right here. We drive into the fair value gap, we generate these order blocks, and you can see price rejecting these order blocks. So if we can get a clean retest here with an aggressive turn off of it, I'll try this short. Let's see here. Yeah, let's see. See how price responds to this. And I'm looking to short it anywhere around like 68.58 is fine. So let's see. I need to see a strong rejection out of this bearish gap right here. This bearish candle in general, really, this entire candle, right? It's not just the gap. It's the candle, the bearish candle here. So it could push to this high and slam off of it. Either way, I just want to see price slam backwards. YM. Oh, YM is ripping through this. All right. So yeah, if this ends up closing pretty strong here, what are we tapping off of? Okay, so we got this 15-minute tap in right here. So yeah, let's see. If we, because we did just break structure with YM, we closed above this down close candle. So if we get a drive back into here and price holds up really, really strong, like you get a sharp bounce out of this fair value gap, I'm gonna buy it. Just invalidated the shorts over there. But over here, as you can see, what happens, we did not close through that candle high. So we just gotta wait this one out here. See what happens. And I don't know how ES is stronger. NASDAQ showing a lot of weakness in this gap. ES almost closed through it. So I may end up short NASDAQ, which makes no sense, but we know NASDAQ should be stronger. So if anything, we should want to short ES. But apparently that's not happening right now. I think it's going to go bullish based on that. Otherwise, I feel like ES should be rejecting a lot stronger right now, and it's not. But we'll see. We'll see. We'll see. We'll see, man. Really nice rejection here. YM, what are you doing, bro? Come on, kid. Let's see, man. I may have to get ready for this short. YM is, it's almost like YM is either trying to throw us off here or YM is not bearish. We're about to find out. Put an alert in here. Got this bullish gap right here holding up. This is, yeah, this looks bullish. Let's wait and see here. There's a battle going on. YM is ripping, kid. Yeah, this is about to take off. This is about to take off, my friends. But I don't, well, maybe. We tap into here, break structure, leave this fair value gap. This is tough, bro. It's about to take off. Let me draw this up. I can go 70 point. Yeah, I got to try this, guys. 70 points would be, well, 62 points would be 4 micros. Let's see here. This is tough, bro. Let me chill. I'm gonna chill. I don't like the way this is making me feel. It's making me feel like I just have to get in right now. And I think that might be the case though, bro. But if I'm looking over here, we saw this break. We saw this. Yeah. Yeah, this looks good. I don't think I can deny this one. Yeah, I don't think I can deny this one, guys. I'm gonna buy that. And I'm just looking for a quick scalp to these highs here, like a 1-to-1 type of trade. Well, actually, I can go 1 to 1.5, right? And then just move stops to break even once that high is taken, because we're getting a ton of speed here. So this is your break even target right here. That's your break even target. And somehow ES is taking the lead here. I'm going to set some alerts on YM. The moment YM takes this high, definitely secure some type of profit. Where are we at? What's my entry price? 24,903. All right, cool. 24,903. See if price can sprint to this high. Once we cleared this blue line here, we should be able to take this high. YM, what are you up to? Rejecting this previous weekly level. But YM is so far ahead right now. YM, remember, we're already back at this previous weekly level on YM. We're nowhere near those previous week levels. Let me turn my indicator on. Previous weekly level is way up here. Turn these back off. All right, here we go. 24,903. And the one thing that kind of made me hesitate on the buy, like I mentioned, was this bearish gap right here, this bearish candle. But once we start closing through it, that changes the narrative. And you notice that every single chart closed through that bearish level. YM did, ES did, and NASDAQ. So at that point, you can't argue for the shorts anymore. Getting some speed here. Let's see if we can get this follow through. But this, I was expecting this gap to hold. We closed slightly through it, so that was like, but the recovery was legitimate. So So YM hasn't taken this high yet. I'm looking for YM to take this high. I have alerts there. And I may secure profit at that level. I don't like how price is stalling, and I don't like how ES is beating us to this high when we've already established that ES is not as strong as NASDAQ. So I may take my 1-to-1 here, sitting around 60 points. Once either of these alerts go off here, I'll add an alert for ES as well, but this is lame because there was no reason for us to be buying ES over NASDAQ, right? So that's lame, but definitely going to secure most of my accounts at this high, and then I'll let this trade go on stream. But all right, here we go. Yeah, I'm out of my accounts here. Excellent trade, beautiful. And I'm just gonna move this break even and let this account try and run. But all of my other accounts are secured. Oh wow, there we go. Bingo. Excellent move. Let's go. Excellent move. So yeah, feel free to secure whatever you want to secure if you're bullish. I don't know if you're bullish, but I am. And I'm all out of my accounts. I have one account running here, and it's gonna hit this 1.5 in 3, 2, 1. I'm out. 1.4. Can't complain. And just like that, we're done at 1027 for about 85 points here. I'll screenshot this, add it to my notes, drop it in the chat. Drop a like on the stream if today was a good trading session for you. Here, I'm gonna like the stream myself. Why not? Boom, 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 boom. What else? Nice. Really nice move. Cannot argue with that volume right there. There we go. Good trade. Really nice move here. 85 points. You see what I was talking about? If you're a buyer, you just wait for this level to get tapped. Price taps it beautifully, and then you wait for price to break structure. So we put in a low here. I really wouldn't count this as a break of structure. You want to see price try to go higher, try to go lower, and then break it. So you have a break of structure here, you have a break of structure here, and then we get our first bullish fair value gap right here. Okay. So with this first bullish fair value gap, I was watching it for a potential short off of here because we did invert this, right? A lot of people would have shorted this off of this inversion, right? This down close candle. A lot of people would have shorted that because they trade inversion models. However, if you're really paying attention, you just need to see price offer a break of structure. Notice when we tapped into this red zone here, remember, I was open to the shorts, but however, we never broke any structure. All we did was close through this gap. So I wanted to see price break some type of structure before I shorted it. And instead of that happening, price jabs into here, fakes out, pretends like it's bearish. And then once we close through this candle here across every single asset, there was no reason for me to consider the shorts anymore. And we were able to get in on a really good buy. And I almost let this one go until I started to really understand that some trades aren't going to be perfect. Like ideally, I would have wanted this gap to stay strong, right? When we drive into it, I would have wanted this to not get inverted and then just bounce. However, all we did was close one candle through this wick and then fail to continue. So when I see that, I'm like, all right, maybe this is just a lazy reversal, but it looks strong. If you give it a few more candles, this was undeniably strong here. So I enter at 1020, TP hit at 1027. And still going, right? The session highs are going to be the draw. YM still hasn't taken this high. But all in all, fabulous trade. I'm surprised at how strong the markets are right now. Very surprised. But not bad, not bad. Good job going break even here. Good job hold everything. Everything was beautiful. But hopefully you guys had a good session. I'm gonna wrap this up here and call it a day. I'll drop this in the chat room. If you guys were able to make some type of buy today, go ahead, drop it in the chat room. Drop it in the Discord, drop it in Telegram, whichever one. And I'll catch you guys tomorrow.